6:30 in the morning, and we're up and we're at 'em. Headed to Bellagio. 6:30 in the morning to play poker. Let's go. Bright and early, my friends. Bright and early. It's pretty early for a Saturday morning, and when I arrive at the Bellagio, there isn't a 5-10 game to be found. However, what is to be found with empty seats is a 5-10 game that was changed into a 10-20 game that is run overnight. Say less. I sit down with 3K, and after about an hour, I've worked my stack up to about 4.7K, and then this next hand goes down. Under the Gun opens to $60. The low jack, who is quite literally in every hand and also seems to show down a set every other hand, and when he doesn't, he just tries to bluff, calls $60. The cutoff calls $60, and I come along from the button with ace-9 suited. 4 ways we are. Ace of diamonds, 9 of clubs, 3 of hearts. That is a good flop for my hand. Under the Gun continues for $160 into 3 players, the low jack calls, the cutoff folds, and I debate on raising here. I settle on just calling, hoping both players will continue shoveling money into this pot. And I get my wish when the Under the Gun player announces that he wants to bet $400 dark.
I like your style. I want to bet 400 blind. That's because
You can't copy my fucking move. I bought it right there.
400.
The turn pairs the 3. The low jack calls the $400. So I'm blocking 2 sets, and the board is blocking the other. I'm feeling pretty good about my hand still. I call the $400. The river jack of hearts appears, and now the Under the Gun player checks, but not the low jack. He continues for $500, which is pretty small compared to the size of this pot. Again, I could raise, but 1, I have a player behind me, and 2, finding hands that will call me that I can beat is very, very hard. So I call, and the Under the Gun player folds. And I lose to 6-3 offsuit.
Sammy, you're running fucking pure. Sammy, that was slimy, Sammy. That was fucking slimy, dude.
I've been playing
Dude,
That's nasty. Nice hand.
Bro, that's like the easiest call, and you just fucking have it. Trips every fucking hand. You had trips like 17 times already.
Needless to say, this game was good. Unfortunately, the goodness didn't last. Yo Viral and a couple more competent pros joined the game, and about 15 minutes after that hand, this game broke. Luckily, a 5-10 game was just opening, so I slid over into that game, plus $400 from this 10-20.
Yeah, willing to die for what I'm living for. And if you didn't get it, go and live some more. I'ma run it up. Gotta get some more, we ain't done enough. Can't fake or imitate. Short grass so no snakes get in the way.
I'm in this 5-10 game for about an hour or so before an interesting hand pops up. From the low jack, I open to $25 with the hand that shall not be named and get quickly called by the hijack, the button, and the small blind. The big blind, a winning pro that definitely knows how to dish out aggression, then squeezes. He makes it $200. This deep, firing in the 4-bet with this offsuit hand doesn't seem as attractive. I call, as do the hijack and the small blind, so we head to the flop 4 ways. Jack 7-8 with 2 hearts. A big nada for me. The small blind checks, the big blind checks, I check, and the hijack bets $300. The small blind slides $300 in for a call, and now the big blind check raises all in for 2.5K.
Oh, what is it? Like 401 roll to 2,500. 2,500.
I can't fold fast enough. The hijack tanks for over a minute before letting it go, and then the small blind tanks for another 20 seconds before he folds. I sometimes wonder when the second player tanks, what in the hell were you thinking about when the first player was tanking?
John Madden called me, I got the play. In the maze, you gotta find a way. Or make one, living for the future, not yesterday. Wanna be great, do what it takes. Willing to rise for the right reasons. And you can't kick us out cause we not leaving. Bring all my flowers while I'm still breathing. Made a promise every day, gon' be my season. Wanna sleep on greatness, better keep dreaming. Hall of Fame, need the name, this for one reason. I'm a legend. I'm a legend.
There were some really unexpected things going on in this game. Look at this next hand. I opened to $25 from the low jack with King Jack suited. The cutoff raises to $110 and the big blind cold calls. I slide in the call and there are 3 of us. Queen of diamonds, queen of spades, 6 of spades. Everyone checks this flop. 9 of diamonds on the turn. The big blind checks and I check my gutter straight flush draw. Now the cutoff bet's $100. The big blind calls again. Drawing to the stone nuts is always nice. In addition, any 10 or random diamond might be good. I call. 4 of diamonds on the river, so I make a king high flush. The big blind now leads for $220. Potentially losing to only a full house or the nut flush, I consider raising here. But the cutoff is still left to act behind me and technically should have the betting lead. I call the $220 and the cutoff folds. I'll say this. Whatever you're expecting to see here from the big blind isn't what you're going to see. I lose this hand when the big blind tables pocket 4s. Excuse me? What?
Good catch.
Nice hand.
What the f is this piece of shit?
I folded a queen.
The player in the under the gun +1 position here is tight. Very tight. Very, very tight. So when he limps in from that position, alarm bells ring.
It's a trap.
I may normally raise small holding 10-8 of clubs on the button to this player's limp, but instead, I decide to limp behind. Yep, I limped behind. The small blind and big blind join as well. Ace 9 deuce with 2 spades. Everyone checks. Turn 7 of clubs. Both blinds check, and now the early position player bets $30 into 40. He has an ace. He definitely has an ace. I called the $30 bet with my new open-ended straight flush draw, and the small blind comes along as well. River Jack of diamonds. Yahtzee. The small blind checks, and so does the tight early position player. I slide $50 into the middle, and as soon as the small blind folds, our tight early position player snap calls and loses to my straight. A lot of my hands this session were really about dodging the landmines. I opened at $25 with king queen offsuit from the low jack and get 3 callers. The hijack and both blinds. Another 4-way pot. Queen deuce 4 with 2 clubs. Both blinds check and I continue for $35. The hijack, next to act, calls. The small blind folds, and now the big blind hits us with a half pot size check raise to $110. This could be top pair, this could be a flush draw, it could be 2 pair, it could be a lot of hands that I'm ahead of. So I call the additional $75, and now the hijack back raises to $535.
$535. Raised to $535.
What?
This is quickly followed by both the big blind and myself folding. Then the hijack says something that I haven't heard anyone say since my old 1-2 days in St. Louis.
I didn't want to.
530.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get drawn out on.
What?
I was drawing.
I had an underset.
What?
I'm like, nah.
I was drawing almost stone cold dead.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Truth always hurts worse. Doing good till first reverse, now you last. Blast of the past. It's cool though. Last card, play it right. Uno. We never let up. Been down forever. Sick man, we fed up. Know that we tired. Wake up the beast that's been sleeping inside. It's time to ride. We ready to slide. Hard-headed, I will not listen. If you do not get it, that's your bad. Keep up in the sky like we see you feet up. Metal meets metal, it's no keeping up. Sniper division, it's no seeing us. This here is earned, ain't no hookups. So if you wanna eat, gotta cook up. Next level on the way, better look up. So if you wanna eat, gotta cook up. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Can't kill my dreams, you ain't ready. I'm headed,
Hark, cease the melody. Attend, for I bear a proclamation. I am returned. Though I discern that amid the chronicles of vlogs, I am not held in favor by all, yet in mine own esteem, I am cherished. Thus I shall persist, undeterred. As the opening act unfolds, I wager a score of $20 with sovereigns of diverse hues. The button, with audacity, raises the stakes to $70. Electing not to meekly call from my station, I instead issue a fourfold challenge bidding forth $220. Should the button perceive my initial paltry wager as feeble, he is poised to glean a costly lesson. The onus now lies upon him, and he elects but to call. The arbiter of fate deals the cards and lays bare the tableau, wherein the foremost sight beheld is the regal King of Hearts. A thrill courses through my veins. The companions, the 5 and 6 of clubs, though present, elicit scant concern in this elevated wagering engagement. With a treasury of $435 amassed, I venture forth with a modest offering, nay, a mere $50. How, pray tell, could my adversary forsake the field in the face of such a trifling bet? He remains steadfast. Lo and behold, the turn reveals the 7 of spades, and once again I augment the ante to $200, probing the depths of his resolve to persist in this unfolding drama. He, with a sigh, concedes, and the spoils are bestowed upon me. So, we're going to call this mid-session update time, although I'm probably closer to the end than I am the mid. I got here super early this morning. I think I got here around 7 o'clock, tried to jump into the first 5-10 game of the day, but that game wasn't running, but a 10-20 game was running from overnight, so I jumped into that, ran it up pretty quickly, and then picked up ace-9, flop 2 pair, and ran it back down. I think I ended up in that game maybe $500, and then the game started to break. A 5-10 game had opened. I jumped into that, and that's where we are now. I'm running pretty good, I guess, in the 5-10 game, although I've taken a couple nasty rivers. But overall, it's going great. I'll probably give this game maybe another 2 hours, and I have to head over to the Encore to get ready for tomorrow's meetup game. I think I'm going to stay at the Encore tonight, actually, so I need to go over, get a room, check in, do all that stuff. So, that's the update. The player on the button is aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive. So when he opens to $30, I don't necessarily give it all the credit in the world. Therefore, looking down at a hand like 10-9 of diamonds, a 3-bet is in order. I make it $150 to go. This 3-bet, especially coming from the big blind, should shed a lot of his weaker hands, so I expect a good number of folds coming from him. He doesn't fold. We head to the flop, heads up. Jack of diamonds, 10 of spades, 9 of clubs. My reaction in game was probably the same as yours right now.
Oh my God! Wow!
Wow, nice flop. And you're not wrong. It is a nice flop. For him, not me. I lead out for $100 right into him and right into a board that smashes his button 3-bet calling range. This could be a problem. He calls. You don't know what I mean? Think about it this way. If I have aces, do I like this board? Kings? Ace-king? While we both have really good hands like king-queen and jack-10 and even 8-7 suited, he has more of those hands as opens and calls from the button than I have as 3-bets from the big blind. I'm not always 3-betting jack-10 or jack-9 suited, for instance, where he's at least calling with all of that. Well, we're here now. Let's continue. Realizing that I'm potentially in a world of hurt, I slow down and check the 5 of spades turn. Him realizing that he potentially has me in a world of hurt, he speeds up and drops $650 into the middle. I'm scared now.
I think he might be scared. Hey, bro, is you scared? If you scared, don't say nothing. Or say something. Or do both. Just what exists.
And in full-blown defensive mode, I call the $650. You know what I want? I want a full house. That will make things easier. I don't get what I want. In fact, I get the last thing that I want. The king of diamonds hits the river. I can't breathe. This sucks. Check. He tanks and eventually checks it back. I table my hand as quickly as gravity will allow, and he mucks his. Whew, we dodged a bullet there. Thought you were going for it on the river. Thought you were going for it. That river hit and my dick completely like shriveled up inside of my body. Like it was completely gone right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you people. Like it was pretty funny. About 5 minutes later. Oh boy. You again? The cutoff, a player that has been playing relatively snug, opens to $30, and I elect to just call with this thing. Heads up. King 5-7 with 2 diamonds. He checks, and I take the betting lead by sliding $40 into the middle, and I get tank check raise to $150. A pot-sized check raise. I pause for a second and call. The turn 3 of diamonds, I don't like. Holding the ace of diamonds in my hand, I don't like it a bit less, but I still don't like it. He continues for another $150. And again, I call. On the river appears the ace of spades, giving me 2 pair, and now he checks. I go into the tank. What can I beat here that would check raise the flop, continue through the turn, and will call me if I bet?
1 second, guys.
I can't find anything.
Oh, this is so nitty. This is so nitty. Check.
I check it back and win versus his flopped bottom 2 pair with 5-7 of spades.
I was like trying to find a hand I could beat if I bet. Like there wasn't one. Like I was like, He's not calling with ace queen. He's not check raising ace queen unless he doesn't have ace queen of diamonds. Like, can't beat a straight, can't beat a flush.
It seemed as if me and the 5 seat were mixing it up in a lot of hands this session, and here we get mixed up in another one. I, from the low jack, open at $25 with ace jack of hearts, the small blind calls, and he, from the big blind, 3 bets to $150. I call.
We ride again, my friend.
The small blind calls.
We ride again.
I asked the dealer to flop them dead.
Dealer, I want you to flop them dead. Both of them. I'm going to teach them a lesson right here. Me and you. We're going to teach them a lesson. Flop them dead.
And damn if he didn't get close. King of hearts, queen of clubs, 9 of spades. Damn close. The small blind checks and the big blind continues for $200. Drawing to the nuts, I call and the small blind folds. The turn 6 of spades is a big nothing for me, and the big blind continues for $500. He wins this round. Pocket aces are always a welcome sight, and sometimes, due to the board's coordination, they're a lot easier to play than at other times. From the low jack, I open at $25 and about half the table calls me. The cutoff, the small blind, and the big blind. That's a lot of players to dance around. 6-3-3 with 2 spades. Both blinds check and I continue for $40. The cutoff folds and both small and big blinds call. Now there are 3 of us. 5 of diamonds on the turn. They check and I check it back. This board is now quickly sliding into the good for them bucket. The river 8 of spades completes the front door flush and both check again. This is thin, but I try to eke out some value by betting $110 here. The small blind folds and the big blind introduces me to a $500 check raise. Check raise bluffs aren't necessarily the easiest combos to find, especially when I'm holding the ace of spades. Easy fold. He later says he had pocket 6s.
Wonder what did it to me. Was it the flop? Or was it the river?
I pocket 6.
Oh, wow.
As this early morning session is quickly bleeding into early afternoon, we look down at the granddaddy of all hands, to those in the know. The 3-5 suited. You know I can't let this one pass me by. The hijack opens to $30 and I found the hill to die on. I make it $100 and surprisingly, it's not the hijack that calls me. It's the big blind. The hijack actually just folds. Well, okay then. You can get this smoke too. Jack 6-6 rainbow. The big blind checks and as you can see, I flop the nuts. We start with the $70 C bet and he just folds. No, we don't show. We know what we did.
Hey, look at me, okay? Hey, what I do? You know what I did, all right? Okay?
I'm headed straight to the list with the legends.
So, like I thought, after the mid-session update, I only played another hour and a half or 2 hours, and in that hour and a half or 2 hours, nothing really happened. I think I got my aces cracked by a flopped full house. But that's about it. Folded some small hands, lost some small pots. I think I backed into a $400 or $500 win. But it's 3 o'clock. I got to go check into the Encore and get things charged, get all the videos that I've taken today emptied and onto a computer and get ready to play tomorrow. Maybe I'll head out tonight. Maybe I'll play tonight. Maybe I'll just hang out with like WPT people tonight. But I'm going to wrap this thing up and I'm going to say, if you like the vlogs, leave me a comment, subscribe. I'll probably respond to the comment, maybe. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.
That's a
not very long time. Yeah. She didn't pay about 6 years ago.
Jamie, let me solve one time, please.
Beautiful.
I'm not gonna fuck. I just wanna
You're too
be
good.
a normal human being.
You're too good. It's too much information.
What percent of it do you think I want to sweat? Oh, I love it.
Sorry.
Oh, because I'm not gonna say anything. Come on, bro. You never let me sweat a fucking hair. Come on, finish it. Oh my god, dude. Come on, bro. I know it. Wow. What percent do you think I want to sweat your hand to like learn about how you play? Yeah.
3.7.
That's actually pretty fair. That's actually pretty fair. That's like a really small zero.
Right.
But like,
Right.
over 90% is
There, I gave you.
just enjoy.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Delicious. I just actually. Here, if you fold, you can get first look. You get first look. I'm returning the favor. I didn't look yet, so you get.
Not mine, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck you
Thick thing.
pushing the cards like that so carefully? What the fuck's wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
Like,
Good morning. It's time to get up and begin heading downstairs for the WPT Premier Meetup game. Let's go. Let's go.
You gotta have gratitude, a great attitude, and a positive mind when you do what you do. You gotta have gratitude.
Thank you.
You want me to be on your vlog after you wrote that shit on Instagram?
A great attitude and a positive mind to make it do what it do. You gotta have gratitude. Yeah. A great attitude.
Come on, what's that?
And a positive mind.
I lost 3 buy-ins in 5 hands.
And when you do what you do, yeah, do what you do. I woke up this morning, wiped the sleep out my eyes when I'm yawning. What a wonderful life. What a time to be alive. Let's rise like the sun when it's dawning. Been a long time.
See this kid? He's gonna give me all of it.
Come and a lot of long days, still amazed how things work out. You gotta have gratitude, a great attitude, and a positive mind. Know what I'm talking about? You gotta have gratitude, a great attitude, and a positive mind when you do what you do. You gotta have gratitude, a great attitude, and a positive mind to make you do what you do. You gotta have gratitude.
Boo this man!
Yeah.
I actually think German would rock this out.
If you tell me where you got that, I will rock it, and then we can do a who wore it better.
A great attitude.
I'm all in. I can relax and watch these people attempt to suck out on me.
Oh my god.
And a positive mind when you do what you do. Yeah, do what you never walk with your head down. That ain't straight. Hold your head up and keep the faith. Put a smile on your face. It ain't too late to be great. No matter what they do, don't return the hate.
How does that feel? People come out to see you and you just destroy them. How does that feel? Tell me about your.
What's getting ready to happen is something that I don't do very often, and that's imbibe adult beverages. Playing 1-2, 1-3, and 2-5, I lost everything. Everything, Andrew. We lost it all. Sorry to disappoint you, but I didn't mess up that many times this time. Not that many. Near perfect. My ace-9 ran into trips, but that be it, very good. Unfortunately, I got here to more. Realizing that I'm potentially in a world of hurt, I slowed down and checked the 5 of spades turn. Him realizing that he potentially has me in a world of hurt, he speeds up and drops $650 into the middle. I'm scared now. I don't know, but I'm going to wrap this thing up and